We do not start any investment or any business without knowing the return on investment. So return on investment is a very basic financial parameter or indicator to analyze any business. So it is very important for solar PV sector or business as well. Welcome to Engineering and Economy. I'm Dr. Nathan. Today we are going to study about return on investment. So 50% of return on investment ROI means if you invest $100, you will receive $150 at the end of the project. So it's very simple, like 50% of the investment going to be added on your investment. So that it's called return on investment. So what we are going to do, we are going to find how much percentage return on investment we are going to get in solar PV project. So again, return on investment is a very simple metrics of parameter or financial indicator in any small business. Even if you're going to invest $1,000, you're going to ask, what is my return? Simply they ask, what is my return? So that is a very simple indicator. We are going to study this today. As we said, return on investment is a crucial financial measure to evaluate an investment profitability. In the case of commercial solar, ROI play a crucial role in determining the viability of investing in a solar system. So positive ROI indicates the profitability, whereas the negative ROI indicates we are going to lose on this project. So ROI is a secondary decision-making indices. We already learned that net present value, the NPV, is a very primary decision maker, whether to take a project or not. Now, once you decide to take the project, you will ask, what is my return? So for that question, you need to analyze this and do a calculation to find the return on investment. We'll move to the next slide. The equation for return on investment is very simple. So net income minus investment, net income minus investment, initial investment cost divided by investment cost multiplied by 100. It's very, very simple. So it's a total income minus investment cost, total investment cost. So we'll move on to the calculation, then you will get more idea about what is coming next. So if you consider 25 years lifespan, that is our assumption. We consider 25 years of lifespan is because solar panels manufacturer promise that it last lifespan is 25 years solar panels and solar system. Some even goes to more than 25, even goes to 26, 28, 29. Some even practically less than 25 years. Okay, forget about that. If we take 25 years lifespan, so what is our total revenue? So this revenue from the Excel sheet we shared last videos. This is without considering the net present value. So we just adding every year how much revenue it's generating. So first year we learned is about $7,920. Second year is like $40 less because of the aging factor, 7,880. So something like it will add on like third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year. So if you add up to 25th year, 2050 year we got like 6,900 or something, 7,100 or $7,100 or something. So if you add all these 25 years, this is your first year and this is your 2050. If you add everything, it will come this value. So this addition is adding all the values from here to here. You will get this. And this is your investment initial divided by the initial investment multiplied by 100, 273%. It's a very good money, right? You got a very good money. But remember, it seems to be very big profit or very big return, but there are a lot of assumptions we made. First thing, we have made a lot of assumptions like loss, power loss, energy loss is 20%, peak sun hour is 5.5 hours, and the selling price is 10 cents, 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Because we are now considering 25 years time. We don't know what will happen after 5 years. We don't know even what will happen next year. And especially we are considering the different discount rate in other calculations. So what will happen in 20 years, 15 years time, 20 years time, 22nd year, we are not sure. Whether the climate is more suitable, a lot of things can go wrong or can be good as well. So we have to go into further sensitivity analysis. As I said, what is the best case, what is the worst case. But just for your knowledge, this is the very good return. If you keep this for 25 years, maintain these solar panels for 25 years, in considering all end of the project, 25 years project, you will get 273% return. I mean, if you invest $100, you will get $273 as a profit. That's called return. So that's a good money. Okay, we'll move on to next slide. So I put some screenshot from some solar companies because to validate my answers, because when we do this financial calculation, because even though uh, I'm a PhD holder with electrical engineering, I use some financial aspects, economics theories in my PhD, part of the PhD, but I'm not a financial man. So whenever I do this kind of calculation, I always verify my answers, because that should be, when I teach in the online, it should be perfect. And so look at one answer here. The 273% ROI is one of the, it's a almost match with our calculation. It's a different calculation with different area, different assumption, just for your knowledge, and you can go and verify whether, because when we show some example to the students, it should be realistic with realistic assumption, realistic answers. Students can able to verify that example, the answers with other uh, online things. So one of the, this is in the United States, because of different factors, they got 50% return on investment. One of the website, they got 31.5%. So we can get different rate of return because of different consideration, like their tax system. Because one more thing, in our videos, we are not considering any incentives and the tax benefit. Those there are like there are schemes, government providing incentives, those kind of things not considered, because it's a pure example. So we move on to next slides. Okay, this is a very good discussion. What if you decide you're not going to keep the solar panel for 25 years, because 25 years is too long. Even the human life is 75 years, like 3 times of 20, I mean 75 to 100 years. So it's difficult to keep a thing for 25 years time. So in that case, if this is what I suggest, I mean, there's a new way of doing. Like if you consider 10 years, because 10 years is okay, because 10 years project is okay. Most of the other project, other sectors also 10 years is fine. So let's assume we are going to keep the solar panel only for 10 years. Then what is my return? Let's assume after 10 years I'm going to remove the solar panel, throw it out, whatever you think. Oh, you're going to sell the land, or you're going to sell the house. There is a possibility after 10 years you're going to sell the house, or some other reasons you're going to get rid of solar panels, or you just want to calculate it. Okay, so you got total 77,442 is a total revenue. So that's total income. So that minus 50,000 investment, you got 55% rate of return. This is a reasonable good value. So still, even if you keep the solar panels only for 10 years, your solar panel will make more than 50% of return. So it's a very good investment. But you have to install properly. I mean, all other technical things I will come to other videos. So in terms of financial analysis, it's a very good investment, because even if you keep for 10 years, you're getting 55% of return. So it's a very good analysis. I mean, before going into the investment, first thing you did the net present value calculation, then you do rate of return, payback period. Last video we studied the payback period as well. Then you do the return on investment. So you find the return. Even you imagine if you want to keep only for 9 years, so do the rate of return calculation for 9 years. So you have some plans in future plan after 10 years, so you're going to sell it over some reasons. Okay, leasing or land leasing, some land you can get it for leasing or some reason. Okay, so it's still a very good return on investment. In 10 years time you're going to get this amount. Okay, move on to the next slide. So we put some examples to understand what is rate of return. So you can read it, so you can get it. I'm not spending much time on this. If you invest $10,000 and after 3 years time, it's some other business. Okay, 5,000. You're getting 5,000 as a profit. Then your return is 50%. ROI is used to context of stock market. In stock market, we're using ROI a lot of time. So it's very simple. If you're buying the stock for $100 and it has increased the value, it become $120. Now your ROI is 25%. Return on investment is 25%. If the value is dropped to 75, it become minus 25%. So ROI is many like a banking sector, finance, business, finance companies, all they're using, might using. But we also have to use because we are dealing with the solar PV project, solar power generation project. It's a long project. So yeah. So move on to return on investment. Now we look at these two carefully. We are going to touch another key point. Okay, so $1,000 and invest in 2020, and in 1 year time, year later, in a year later, 1 year time, he got some values, and finally he got 20% return on investment. Okay, suppose Nathan invested $2,000 in another store, another business, and from 2020 to 2023. So in 3 years' time, he got 40% return on investment. So this is a big value, big return, uh, big return, big ROI. It's a small ROI. I mean, like for example, small ROI. But second investment was twice that of the first investment. Twice. It's a double time ROI, giving 2 times of the first investment. But do you go with the second investment or first investment? That's a question. Because second investment take 3 years. So they takes 3 years. Takes only 1 year. 1 year. So what is the negative part? I mean, what is the drawback of this ROI? ROI. What is the problem with ROI? ROI doesn't quantify the duration of the project. If you ask some businessman, what is your return on investment? He say 10%, 50%, 20%. Then you have to ask a second question: how long is your project? 2 years project, 3 year project, 4 years project, 10 years project. For solar PV, 25 years project. So now, how you can compare a 1 year project giving a return of 20% and 3 year project giving a return of 40%? How you can compare these two? That's a difficult task. With this, you cannot take a decision whether you go with this one or you want to go with this one. We cannot say which one is good. So for that case, we need another indicator, that is internal rate of return. So ROI, the return on investment, fails to take the account of, look at it here, it fails to take the time value of money. It didn't consider time value of money. It didn't consider even the timeline of the project. I mean, the total duration of the project. ROI do not consider the duration of the project. So that is the problem. So comparing two projects, it's not possible with ROI. If both projects are same duration, let's say you can compare two solar PV project. If both assume 25 years duration, 25 years, project A, let's say project A is 25 years, project B also 25 years. Now it is easy. We can say which will two locations. Let's say it is in some other country. This is another place. We can consider location A, let's say location A and location B. So now these two we can compare because project time is. But what in case another project takes only 20 years? What in case the second project lifespan is 20 years because they use a cheap solar panels or some other reason? They assume, the designers assume the lifespan is 20 years. Now this case we cannot compare the return on investment of these two projects. So this is the drawback in any business, even those who are studying finance or any business sectors. Just asking return on investment will not give you a proper idea. You have to ask what is a project timeline, what is a project duration, like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. So today we learned about, in summary, today we learned about return on investment. That is a very good value we are getting for solar PV. Even you reduce the project lifespan for your analysis, you can do it for 10 years, 8 years, then still your return is very good. Okay, so in a positive point, you can always go with the solar PV projects. If you can keep the solar PV at least for 10 years, even you can about 50% of the return. Okay, but in whole financial aspects, return on investment is not enough for us to compare two projects or go for a very good decision making. So next video we will study about another technique, that is internal rate of return. Okay, for today that's the end of the session. Please subscribe my video and provide your support so that I can prepare this kind of good information or slides and share with you. Thank you. Bye for now.